What's going on, my friends, my family? It's your boy GS bringing you another online ranked match. And today we are playing with the Carolina Panthers. That is correct. We are playing with the Panthers today, and our opponent decides to select the Green Bay Packers. Now, I don't think it's that bad of a mismatch. Panthers are a really great team. The overall definitely does not reflect on how good this team is. So, even though the overalls may be, a big drop-off considering it's 12 points, the Panthers are one of the better teams in the game. So, I don't feel like it's that bad of a mismatch. I definitely think the Panthers can keep up with any team in the game. So, my game plan offensively is to attack the middle. I don't really think they have good awareness up the middle, especially their linebackers really aren't too good over the middle. I mean, they have Matthews, but his coverage really isn't all that great, and he's a block shedding beast. But my main focus is just to pound the middle, run the middle, pass the middle. All my game planning is focused on the middle for this game. Defensively, the Panthers have a really good team, especially you do a couple substitution, put some linebackers at the lineman position. They really got some great defensive players, man. First and 10, we end up getting a sack with on the left side. Second and 12, he drops back, and we get another sack to force a third and long. So on third down, I definitely seen him trying to go to that post on the left, but that slant on the left, but he ends up getting hit as he threw the ball. In our very first offensive possession, doesn't happen because we end up getting the punt return all the way to the house. You don't kick the ball to Gamble. That's taking a gamble, son, and you lost. You don't play Russian roulette with Gamble, you're going to lose. So we end up taking that punt return all the way to the end zone, and we end up putting 7 points on the board without him seeing our offense at all. And that right there is always a great feeling when you are able to put up points offensively or defensively very early in the game, or special team wise, without him really seeing your offense. Or if you score on a couple plays and you really didn't get to dip in your material yet, that's always a good feeling. So right now we have to worry about Aaron Rodgers, because of course he's going to pass the ball a lot. He has a great passing team. As I say that, he does a draw up the middle and he ends up scoring a touchdown. Very nice play call on his part on the 2nd and 7. So now we get the ball, and now we got to go against that defense, And this is the type of guy he is. So I call a timeout. Most of the time when you do this, they would have tried it, but then they end up coming out in regular kickoff when you call a timeout. But not this guy. He ends up kicking onside, so I know what type of game I'm in for. I know the type of opponent I'm going. I'm going against a sleazeball. I think that's the perfect word for people like this. That should just be the community word for these type of... They're sleazeballs. This is exactly what they are. Right here, to avoid a punt, we end up going to Olsen on the right, and we move the chains. We got the chains going, and Panthers got a really good... Excuse me, son, I got touchdowns to score. We got really good offensive weapons. Good running backs, good receivers, good tight ends, and a quarterback that can be, one of the best if he's throwing right. When Cam Newton is on, he's tough to stop because he has that, that intangible. He could just take off at the drop of a dime. His speed is really good. His carrying is pretty decent for a quarterback. So, he's just an all-around great runner. And when he's throwing accurate, man, this team is very deadly. Comeback route right there for the first down. And I definitely noticed that was a route that he favored a lot. Tried to test Gamble again. We knocked it down, so 2nd and 10. And again, he scored on a big play off a run, but he's not running the ball. That's what most people just, do. I understand that they don't have a running back, but, you being so one-dimensional with the Packers, considering you called me off guard with the draw and scored a touchdown, it's like, why not try to mix that in there? But 4th down, he goes for it. He runs outside the pocket. He goes deep, but he doesn't get it. This is why you need to play your special teams. This is why you punt the ball and trust in your defense. Right here we got Cam Newton. He could go all the way to about the 4 or 3 yard line. About the 3 or 4 yard line. That's the 5 yard line. But we end up checking it down right there to go up 21-7 on the Green Bay Packers. We go up on the Packers because the Panthers, they're absolutely, I'm telling you, man, this team is ferocious, man. Especially if you got some defensive nanos or, some really good defensive plays. They're really quick on defense, man. Right here, the dreaded streak route. That son of a gun must have called the timeout, looked up one of my videos, and said, you know what, GS likes to leave over the top, and I'm going to go for the streak route. Damn streak routes, man. I can't get away from them damn streak routes. They always work against me. I don't know how. We got him to a 3rd and 10. So right here we're playing basic. Right there, I don't understand how I challenged that. How is he in bounds right there? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me if I'm delusional. I felt like he didn't get that, but right there, nice, just outplay with this running back wide open. He ends up scoring a touchdown, and of course he goes for his onside kick, but he doesn't get it because he doesn't know what he's doing. But this sleazeball is definitely trying, but he's giving me good field position. So as long as I keep recovering, it's all good. I'm getting very good field position. I don't need to have long drives to try and make something happen, which is really, 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 really good. Definitely beneficiary to me because I don't need to go into depth with my depth chart, considering a couple of first downs I'm already in scoring position. Right here, as you see, run outside the pocket and damn Infinity Engine, big ass lineman knocking me down. 3rd and 11, we go back and we just get the first down to keep the chains moving. Very, very important, converting on 3rd downs. Right here, we go to the left. Just a horrible throw right there. See, that's the Cam Newton that you could get right there. Or you could get this Cam Newton just throwing rubber duckies. But on 3rd down, you could also get this Cam Newton. A nice tight spiral bullet pass, wide open towards the left, and we score a touchdown. See, you don't know which Cam Newton you're going to get. But when you get that Cam Newton right there, that Cam Newton right there, this team is tough to beat. So again, we regain our 2-possession lead, and we do get ball back at halftime. So we got that extra possession in our back pocket, which always is, good to have. Right, he's sitting in the pocket, he got some time, but he ends up running, and he gets a, really, really, really good gain of damn near 20 yards before he slides down. Then he goes over the middle. So I'm trying to mix it up a little bit, try to play some man-to-man, try to play some zones, but the Packers got some really great receivers with great route running. So those slants, they run the route so good that, man-to-man is really tough on them because they just get that extra separation. But right there, we get a fumble off the user hit that we end up recovering. But the very next play, we tried the Wildcat. It's like a fumble interception right there. It's like a fumbleception. We give up a interrumble. That's what it is. We give up an interrumble. It's just crazy. Both turnovers in the same play. He hits me. The ball is in midair, and he ends up scooping it up before it hits the ground. And, he ends up capitalizing off of it. Because right here on 3rd down, we stopped him. But, on 2nd down, we stopped him to a 3rd down. But he runs outside the pocket. And he doesn't capitalize off of nothing because he finds Martin wide open and he's back in the end zone. Only problem is he plays for the wrong team. So we end up getting a huge interception in the end zone. And that right there is the backbreaker. That right there could change the complexity of this game. Because instead of going up 7 in halftime, now I have an opportunity to score. Or even if I don't, as long as he doesn't score, we still get 2 possessions with ball. We're forced to punt the ball. We end up getting a fumble, which really doesn't happen too much this year off of the punts. Even if they don't call a fair catch, they rarely fumble now. But he ends up recovering. Right there, we get a sack. So 2nd and long, he ends up going over the middle right here. And he ends up getting it, not a first down, but he gets really, really good yardage. And I figured he's going to try and sit back and wait for a long route. So I'm going to blitz him. Try to catch him off guard. And then right over the middle, we end up getting a blitz. So 4th down, I call a blitz before he even select this place. I know he's going to try and, with 4 seconds left, 5 seconds, he's going to try and do a Hail Mary, call a blitz, and it ends up working exactly how I figured it would. We get a sack, and we kick a field goal, because I figured he was going to go for it with 5 seconds left and just try a random Hail Mary, but we end up sacking him before his receivers could even, really continue their routes. And right now we got a great lead, 17 points, and we get ball back at halftime. He tried that onside, but it didn't work. Cam Newton sitting back in the pocket. Go towards the left, nothing. So as you see, I haven't really ran the ball at all too much because defense is playing really well. Passing is going pretty good. Wide open, we drop the ball. But then this happens. We're about to punt the ball, right? Hear me out. We select our punt play, because you guys know how we playing this year. Your boy GS is playing sim this year. We're going, we're not going for it on 4th down. So we select our punt. And then, okay, we get a little lag. Okay, this happens. It happens all the time, especially on PlayStation more than Xbox for whatever reason. Lag seems to happen a lot. But, we're getting some lag. And then we lose a network. It says, you have been removed from the game due to a network timeout. Now, I don't know if that was a weenie move on his part and it was a disconnect glitch. I have no idea. I felt like I won the game. You know, I don't know what this is. All I know is I got a loss on my record. I lose some points, but I felt like I played, you know, pretty well both sides of the ball, and I felt like I earned and deserved that victory. It's all good, though. You know, you can't complain. Sometimes happen. Maybe he did a weenie move. Maybe it naturally happened. I don't know what the hell happened. But all I know that something that did happen is that you took time out of your day to watch one of my videos, man. It really means a lot to me. I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Follow me on Twitter if you guys don't already. As always, it's your boy GS signing out. Peace. Give it to me, baby.